My name is Coach Mike. I've been teaching this class for a few years now. If you have been a regular fan of our program, great to see you again. I love that we have followers and a steady community here. It's nice to be a part of that. So yeah, welcome whether you're tuning in live now or digitally later. Z was just telling me that we have a robust and lovely online community that views these videos after on YouTube and other Yonkers videos. So be sure to check that out. It's also just a great reminder that these classes are valuable doing them once, but depth is also really useful in the life of working out, meditation, spirituality, mindfulness, all those, doing the same thing over and over in a repeated, deeper way. So there's classes online that I do, yoga classes, stuff like that, where I'll repeat the same video, one yoga class online. I know I do. I've watched that video 40 or 50 times probably, and each time I just really like the class, and each time I do it, I get something a little bit more out of it. So I would encourage you to go back, look at past videos, review this class afterwards, review other classes you might do through Yonkers afterwards. Take the bits and pieces that you really responded to. If the warm-up is really effective for you that we do, then you could do that warm-up instead of for 5 minutes, you could do it for 20 minutes, 30 minutes. If you like the seated part of the workout more, you could do a whole hour-long workout out of the chair. If you like the standing part more, you could do a longer session with that, especially with the mindfulness activities we do. I give you a little sample, a little introduction. We might go for 10, maybe 15 minutes sometimes. But those would even really benefit you even more if you go and do them for 20, 30 minutes. So yeah, definitely return to this content and any other classes you enjoy at Yonkers, and it's really humbling and touching that you have that we have such a devoted group here present in person and then online after. So we've got our typical workout session here, mindfulness and mobility. We have three basic sort of values I like to think about as we're going through this workout. Gentleness. This is a gentle workout. It's going to make our body feel good, loose, light, energized for the rest of our day and our weekend. And in order to do that, we're being mindful throughout the workout. So we're always paying attention to our body. We do a specific mindfulness period at the end where we do a mindfulness habit or technique. But all throughout, we're listening to our body, noticing how our body feels. And the third sort of core idea here is adapting movements in light of that. So sometimes I'll give you variations on the movement that you could do, different options you have, but a lot of it's really up to you varying and adapting your pace and how much you're like squeezing and putting into it. A lot of these are body weight exercises. And when you bring your mind to those muscles, you could really squeeze your bicep muscle, or you could just squeeze it a bit, and you're listening to your body with how much you can push it. So we're being gentle, but when our body says, hey, I'm ready to go a little harder, a little deeper, a little bit more intense, you push yourself into that area. So you could pick up the speed, the intensity, the squeeze, the sort of grit you put into it, but we never want to be hurting ourselves, straining ourselves too much, obviously. So gentleness, mindfulness throughout, adapting movements as we go is a big part of our class here. The class has a basic structure. We start off with some warm-up movements, lighter, flowing, gentle, very gentle movements, linking up our breathing with our body. Then we'll have 2 rounds of a little bit more intensity with seated exercises using the Tabata method, 2-to-1 work to rest ratio, 40 seconds of work or so to 20 seconds of rest. We'll do 2 rounds of that with 5 exercises in each round. Then we'll move to standing, 2 more rounds of 5 exercises each. And then we finish with a nice mindfulness activity, which I'll explain later. We're going to do a deep body scan, body tense, body relaxation experience called progressive muscle relaxation. Really great way to meditate and get in tune and in touch with your body. So, thank you for being here. Thank you for listening to that intro and overview. Definitely a reminder to drink water. It's getting cool out there, but we always want to stay hydrated. And we do have a little bit of heat coming back next week, I hear. So definitely a good reminder to stay hydrated throughout. And I'll try to remind you to do that. So we like to get started by sitting towards the front of our chair. We're upright and alert. Our feet are flat on the floor. Our stomach is engaged, our core is engaged, our shoulders are down and back. Our chest is out and open. We're upright and alert, but we're not strained. We're not uncomfortable. Relaxed, but focused. And we just start by taking a few deep breaths. We expand our stomach on the in-breath. Stomach gets bigger on the in-breath. Think of the in-breath as an expansion and opening. Hold the breath for a moment, and then exhaling, our stomach, our navel goes in towards our spine. We're still sitting tall and engaged, but the in-breath is more of a contraction, a deepening. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Hold the breath for a moment. Exhale fully out of the mouth. Continuing to breathe in deeply through your nose and out of your mouth. Deep breaths all throughout the workout today. Always returning to that breath as an anchor. And then one of my favorite cues to really lock in our posture here today is to imagine there's just a golden string coming right out of the top of your head and lifting you up ever so slightly. Just for me, locks in that core a little bit. Reminds me to keep my lower abs especially engaged. And that's where we want to be. Engaged, alert, focused, but relaxed. And then we'll start into our warm-up movements here. So we'll just flow with these for a little bit, take breaks as you need it. But we're really trying to start to link up the breathing with the movements and our breathing with our body. So we start off, we're going to do a movement out of the Qigong tradition. The crane stretches its wings. I love these reach up overhead, deep breath sort of movements, and then exhale on the downstroke. So we're going to take a deep breath in through our nose, reach up overhead. You could wiggle the fingers, move the wrists around, and then as you exhale and bring your arms down to the side, you turn to the left. And then you come back to center, inhale up overhead, exhale, turn to the right. Flow with that a little bit on your own. Inhale, expand, reach up, move the wrists around. Exhale, come down to the side, contract. Deep inhale, big stomach, full of breath. Exhale out to the side. Inhaling, arms up overhead. Exhaling out to the side. Inhale. Keep going with this on your own a few more times. Maybe let your fingers wiggle and rain on the way down. Playful, light, gentle movements to start. Two more. And exhale. Finish at the bottom. Come back to center. We like to wiggle things out in between, get loose, get flexible again, and then lock back in that solid, steady, engaged posture. Next movement, we're just going to do some gentle neck circles, just going halfway. So left ear over the left shoulder, right ear over to the right shoulder. Just pausing each time. You get over to the right. When you're over to the left, little pause. Deep, steady breathing throughout. We're staying relaxed. Nothing's clenched. Just going as full as the range of motion allows right now. When you come over to the left side this time, just pause here for an extended pause. We're just going to lean into this stretch. Notice that my posture is still engaged. I'm not slumped over, forward, backwards to the side. My chest is open, my shoulders are down and back. And that's as deep as I go into the stretch while keeping that good posture. If you want to add a little bit more of a stretch, you can put your right arm out to the side. Play around with this. Turn the arm over. Rotate the shoulder, the wrists, the elbow, and see how that feels with the next stretch. And you could take it a little bit further by pulling your head slightly gently away from the opposite shoulder. So you're not tugging down, you're pulling gently away from the shoulder. Posture still dialed in, breathing's deep, and release. Shake it out a little bit, so just do a few half circles here before we're going to go back over to the right. Come over to the right side, pause here. Hang out here for an extended stretch. Notice how your body feels. How does your back feel in this? Your core, your shoulders, your chest. But even sense down to your toes. How does this affect your feet? How do your feet feel on the floor as you're stretching your neck? Always scanning the body, noticing what's happening. Increase the intensity here with putting the left arm out. Feel how the deep breaths assist the stretch. And then add a little bit more by pulling your head gently away from your left shoulder. Not tugging down, but pulling away. And then release that. Good. Shake things out, find the posture again, get loose. We started off with a crane, a bird motion. We're going to do a butterfly motion now. So we're going to do butterfly wings. Hands up on the side of the head, open, sort of facing towards the front, cupping the ear a little bit. And just nice and slowly, we're just going to spread our wings, elbows coming together, opening up. Extend and open on the inhale. Come to the front on the exhale. Have the back involved, the shoulders. A few more on your own. And release. Good. Everything's starting to feel good and warmed up. Hopefully the breath is deepening. Your heart rate might be picking up a little bit. Maybe you're even starting to sweat a little bit. All good signs that you're engaged, involved in this workout here. And we'll pick that intensity up as we go. We're going to move down to the lower body a little bit now, get our core involved too. We're going to do a progression. It's going to involve just a leg lift. So this is where that adaptability comes in. If all you could do is pick the foot up off the floor and hang out here for the duration of the stretch, that's fine. But I'm going to add different variations that will increase the intensity as we go. Stop at the one you feel challenged but engaged by. Comfortable, but just starting to really warm you up. So we'll start by picking our left leg up off the ground. Again, you could just be here if that's all you could do. If you could hug the leg and pull it in while keeping good posture. So we're not slumped over. I'm not leaning all the way back into my chair. Posture's engaged. I'm using my arms to pull in the knee and starting to stretch. Stretch that leg. Core's engaged. Back's flexing and involved. So the back's getting warmed up here too. I'm using my own muscles to aid the stretch. Breathing's deep and steady. My face is relaxed. Your face is always a good place to sort of bring your mindfulness to. If your jaw is clenched and you're really grinding and very tense, that could be good sometimes in a workout, but not for the whole workout. We don't want to always be nerved up like that. Increase the difficulty. You could take your right arm and drop that away over to the side, but keep it active, keep it lively, keep it engaged. Left arm's holding in the knee. Even more difficult, we're going to drop that left arm out. And hold this for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. So that's the progression, and you see how you can pick hopefully the most difficult variation for you. If the one arm out to the side is as challenging as you could take, then just hang out there and stick with it through the end. So let's move over to the right leg now. We'll start by picking that right leg up off the ground, grabbing on the front side of our shin with our arms and pulling that knee in. Core is engaged. Bring your mind to your core. Breathing is deep. Face is relaxed. Workouts are happy. These are engaging, energizing, make us feel good. Release all sorts of endorphins and all those good body chemicals. Let's make it a little more difficult by bringing this left arm out to the side. Continuing to breathe. Now here, final variation is where the core really gets involved. Core is holding that leg up. Breathing deeply, staying relaxed. 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Good work there. Last lower body movement to get us warmed up. We're just going to do some foot circles. So we'll go in both directions. You could trace a small, tight circle, bigger circle, whatever is best for you at this point in the workout. So let's start off with our right foot. I'm just going to start off with some gentle, light, easy circles. Yeah, my posture's upright, my core is engaged. I'm relaxed. Let's go in the opposite direction. Then pause. Let's switch over to the left here. Let's go the opposite way. And pause. Good, excellent. That's our warm up. Great time to grab a drink of water. We'll be moving into our round of seated exercises coming up in a moment. Start to pick up the intensity. We're still building, so listen to your body. Maybe in the first round you choose sort of the easier version of the movement or a less strenuous version, and then you can start to pick up as we go, but always listening to our body. We have our water. We're going to do 5 exercises, 40 seconds of work, 20 seconds of rest out of the chair, good posture the whole time. I'll give you those breakdowns on times. We got 5 movements. So the first is going to be a flutter kick. So we lean back slightly in our chair, core is engaged. I'll show you this from the side in a moment, but just to preview, we're going to do flutter kicks. We're going to do like that first movement we did, but without a side turn. What I just call good morning yawns. We're going to reach up overhead, pretend we're yawning, come down to the side, Nice flowy, stretchy movement, big circles in the shoulders, in the wrists, in the arms, everything getting circular and warmed up there. Next up, last time we were together, we did clamshells. We pushed out. This time we're going to push in by putting our fist into the middle of our knees and squeezing with our inner thigh muscles, squeezing in. So sometimes we like to work the outside, sometimes the inside of our legs to keep things balanced and happy. Fourth movement is going to be a bow and arrow. Inhale on the pull. So we're going to pretend we're shooting our bow and arrow here. Look through your target. Really pull. Imagine there's a big tension you're pulling. Get those the back muscles involved, the biceps, the shoulder muscles. Last movement will be double ankle circles, picking our legs up off the floor and just doing double ankle circles the whole time. If that's too challenging, you could do one leg at a time and just do your ankle circles. Okay, those are the 5 movements. I'll give you some different angles as we go. You're nice and happy and comfortable in your chair. Posture's engaged. We've got flutter kicks. I'll show you from the side. Okay, if you wanted to start off with leg extensions, that's fine. But I'm going to do flutter kicks starting in 3, 2, 1. Really challenging the core here. The cardio is going to pick up a bit. Thighs are going to start burning. If you need a little break, take it, but try to stick in this for 10 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whew. Yeah, that gets me working, gets the sweat going, breath's picking up. That's how we know we're getting the workout here. Next up, in about 10 seconds, is going to be good morning yawns. Reach up overhead, really stretch it out up top, push to the sides. Nice, deep, like a good, satisfying good morning yawn. Over and over again for 40 seconds. Let's start in 3, 2, 1. Come into the center, reach up overhead, exaggerate different parts of the movements, feel all the different muscles. Feel the back muscles, feel the elbows, the wrists, the fingers, shoulders. Three, 2, 1. Good. Next up is going to be leg push-ins. So we're going to make 2 fists with our hands, put them between our knees, and push our legs in. Try to squeeze maybe for the full 40 if you can. If you need to break it up into 10-second squeezes with a quick pause in between, that's fine as well. You feel it out, but try to squeeze as tense as is appropriate for you right now. We're not straining, we're not cramping, but a good solid squeeze, pushing in with the inner thigh muscles. Let's start that in 3, 2, 1. So I'm going to go for maybe 18 or 20 seconds, take a little pause for myself, and then finish off the last 18 or 20. Listen to your body, do what you can to push it and help it grow. But we don't want to hurt anything, strain anything. Let's go for 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Next up is going to be our bow and arrow movement. Inhale on the extension. I like to just do a reset in between and exhale, and then go out to the side. But play with this. It's a playful moment. We're pretending to be our warrior self here, doing our bow and arrow. Have a little bit of fun with it. And we'll get started on that in 3, 2, 1. Inhale on the pull. Exhale, just reach up overhead. Come down with the inhale. Big stomach, hold for a second. Exhale. Get the back muscles involved. Biceps, the shoulders. Three, two, one. Pause there. Great work. Little reset, one more move. We got our double ankle circles. You need to start off just with one leg up, then you're just doing an ankle circle. You could do 20 seconds on one leg, then 20 seconds on the other. If you could hold the double, that's good. That's a good challenge. Let's do that together. Get you a better view here. We'll start in 3, 2, 1. Core still engaged. Change up which way you're doing the circles. We got about 10 more seconds here. Stick with it. Three, two, one. Great work, everybody. Challenging first set, couple difficult exercises in there. Take the breaks you need, give it a little pause if you need it. Grab a drink of water at this point, I would encourage you. Important to stay hydrated. That's going to keep us dialed in for the rest of the workout. A little extended break in between our two first sets, but we'll come back. We got our flutter kicks. You could do a single leg extension if that's too hard, too challenging. Flutter kicks could definitely be hard. We got our good morning yawns. We have our adductor inner thigh push-ins. A good squeeze there. We've got our bow and arrow movement, and we have our double ankle circles or single leg ankle circles if that's where you are today. Always options, always able to adapt, listening to our body. What's the most challenging version of the movement my body is inviting me to right now? That's where we're always thinking, listening to our body, encouraging it forward as we can. Okay, let's jump back into that in just a moment. So we got our flutter kicks, or you could just do a single leg extension at a time, whichever feels best for you. I'm going to go with flutter kicks this morning. Let's get into that in 3, 2, 1. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whew. Yeah, those get me working. Those are tough. So don't be worried if you need a little extra break in there or pause, or if you just went to single leg extensions. Those certainly give me a challenge. Next up will be our good morning yawns. Really lean into this. Reach up overhead, squeeze out to the side. The way that a good morning yawn feels satisfying, hopefully maybe at some point, we're just recreating that feeling here in our workout. So start in 3, 2, 1. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause there, shake things out. You can certainly always grab a drink in our little breaks if you want. Our next movement is going to be leg push-ins, working that inner thigh. Squeeze for as long as you can. If you need to break the 40 seconds up and do a few little chunks, you make that choice on your own. Let's go in 3, 2, 1. Fists in between our knees, squeezing in as hard as we could squeeze without straining or cramping. Many great physiques have been built on bodybuilders by just using this mind-muscle connection we're working now. You could build big, strong muscles just using your mind. Let's work for 3, 2, 1. Good. Next up will be our bow and arrow. So again, really mind-muscle connection on every muscle involved. You're pushing out with this arm. You're pulling with this arm. That's the biceps. It's the back. It's the shoulder. On the push arm, it's the tricep. Real big upper body movement here, but have some fun with it. Imagine you're shooting a nice bow and arrow. Let's go in 3, 2, 1. Inhale on the pull. Exhale, reset in between. Inhale, good squeeze. Exhale, reset. Inhale. One more together. Good, and release. One more move, we'll do our double ankle circles or single if you need it. This and the flutter kicks, definitely a challenge this morning. Challenge for the core, challenge for our cardio. So push yourself as hard as you can, but we do have options to dial back the intensity if you need. But let's go double ankle circles if you're with me. In 3, 2, 1. I like to do a little gas pedal as well. That feels good on my ankles. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release. Good work, everybody. I'm going to stand up, readjust my camera. Good time for you to grab a drink of water, and then I'll introduce our standing movements. Excellent. So if you've been with me, you know, in our second half of the class here, we definitely still use this chair for balance, support, stability, and comfort. Use this as feels comfortable and right for you. Just know it's always there so that if you got a little unsure of a movement or just need to hang on for a second and take a break, it's always there for you. But I will be moving the chair around so you can see my movements and what the exercise we're doing is. But always imagine that chair is in front of you. It will be involved in some of our workouts. But with that said, we have 5 movements. We're going to do an arms overhead squat. So we're going to put our arms overhead and do just about a quarter spot. When we put the arms up overhead, that squatting motion gets a bit more difficult. So we might just go down to a quarter or a half squat. No need to go deeper. As far as you can while maintaining good posture. The next movement, also out of our Qigong tradition, separating heaven and earth. We're going to push up with one arm, push down with the other, and switch sides. Nice and slow, deep breaths in between. We're thinking of lengthening the spine, not extending fully with the arm, The arm's gonna get 90–95% extended maybe, and that's bringing our awareness to our spine to lengthen through our spine. Next move will be a reverse lunge. So you're just gonna go back as far as you can with that reverse lunge. Show you over here. No need to go all the way down if that doesn't feel good. If it does, if lunges feel great, you can go. But really, as far as feels good for you, is all we need to do. And I'll point out some more cues as we go. Fourth movement is going to be with a quarter squat, what we call a horse stance here. It's going to be our bow and arrow. So we're just going to do that from the standing position. Fifth move with the chair in front of you is going to be rock the boat. Okay, so we'll work our calf muscles and our balance there, and I'll talk you through the cues as we go. You have the chair in front of you. I'm going to be moving it around so you can see me. Let's get into it. We've got our overhead squat, chair in front of you for balance. Let's go in 3, 2, 1. Arms up overhead, quarter squat. Three, 2, 1. Good first exercise there. Next up is going to be a push up and a push down, separating heaven and earth. Our awareness is most deeply on our spine, lengthening through our back by pushing away, but not so much, they will be involved, but not so much thinking about the triceps, the pushing muscles, as opposed to our back. Let's go in 3, 2, 1. Nice slow push, almost full extension. Feel that lengthening of the spine. Three, 2, 1. Great work there, everybody. 3 more movements. We're going to have our reverse lunge here. So definitely using that chair for support. Stepping back with one leg at a time. Going into as comfortable of a lunge as you can manage. People have a big range of knee, hip health, and lunging ability. Just go as far as feels right for you. And we'll go in 3, 2, 1. Pause in 3, 2, 1. Great work there, everybody. 2 more movements. Next up is going to be our bow and arrow. If the legs are feeling good, let's add this quarter squat horse stance, nice and wide. It's the visuals that we feel like we're riding a horse maybe with our bow and arrow. If the legs aren't feeling so good, you could certainly do it from the standing position if the legs are getting tired. Let's do that in 3, 2, 1. Exhale up overhead. Inhale. Deep pull. Exhale. Come up. Inhale. 3, 2, 1. Great. Last movement, definitely have the chair in front of you. Rock the boat. We're just going to start by swaying side to side. Opposite calf muscle is going to get a little push, a little flex here. And as we get more confident, more challenging is coming up on one foot with a full calf extension. So explore the range of difficulty you have there. Let's get started in 3, 2, 1. So just start to feel the calf muscle getting involved here. Bring your mind to that calf muscle. And then the tougher versions are start extending and even holding. That's going to really work the calf muscle. Pause in 3, 2, 1. Great. First round of standing exercises. One more round in a little bit. Good reminder to drink a glass of water. Great work, everybody, this morning. I'm certainly sweating. I know that means you're working on your end. You've had some tough moves this morning. Hopefully we're feeling good, involved, focused, energized. We want to leave this workout feeling happier than when we came into it is the hope. And I hope you have that today. So let's get into our second round of standing exercises. Overhead squat, arms overhead, separating heaven and earth, our reverse lunge, our bow and arrow, and our rock the boat. Great movements here, full body exercises today. We'll be feeling good. So let's start with our arms overhead squat in 3, 2, 1. Chairs in front of you for balance and support. Three, 2, 1. Excellent job. Next up will be separating heaven and earth. Pushing away with our arms, bringing our attention to the spine, not going to full extension. A little bit of involvement from our pushing tricep muscles, but really we're thinking about the back. Let's go in 3, 2, 1. And pause. Good. Next up will be our reverse lunges. If it's as simple as just a step back for you, that's fine. It's going to start to work the balance. You're definitely still getting some work in the leading leg hamstring. No problem. Just go only as deep as you can and feels good for you today. Let's start in together. Pause in 3, 2, 1. Great work. Two more movements, and we have our mindfulness experience. Bring us to a relaxing close. But first, we'll get our bow and arrows in with the quarter squat, horse stance. If you're feeling good, nice and wide, a little bit of squat in the legs coming up in between each rep. But if all you could get is that bow and arrow, that's fine. Adapt the movement to what feels good for you today. Let's go in 3, 2, 1. And pause. Last movement, definitely have the chair in front of you. We're doing rock the boat, coming up as far onto one calf as you can. But if both feet need to stay on the floor, you can still, with your mind, get a good squeeze in the opposite calf muscle. Let's go in 3, 2, 1. And pause. Great work. That's our last standing exercise. Bring your chair back to the screen, maybe, and let's do a mindfulness exercise. Great work today, everybody. Good to be here with you all. We like to end with a mindfulness experience. I rotate a few different of techniques that I use mostly in my life that I find useful. And today, one of my favorites is progressive muscle relaxation. Very technical, almost sort of medical term. It's used in therapy a lot, but it has its roots in just a deep mindfulness tradition, paying attention to our body and to our breath. At its most basic, a progressive muscle relaxation experience is just squeezing each muscle in our body one at a time and paying attention to what it feels like to squeeze it and then what it feels like to relax it. Paying attention is so much of what mindfulness is. I remember that was what was always said to me when I lived in a religious community for a year. So any technique we were doing or learning or practicing or trying, the foundation, the root of it all is pay attention to that. And that's what they would always say to me. And that's what developing mindfulness is about, is just being aware. This helps us to relax our body, but by tuning into the difference between the feeling of tension and the feeling of relaxation, we become more aware of those and how those manifest in each part of our body. So if you're a person who carries stress in your shoulders, you know, at the end of a long week, you might be tensed up like this. Well, now you know what it feels like to have your shoulders tense. And then when you are feeling that tension, your body is more ready, more capable, more dialed in to being able to relax those same muscles. So by practicing here, you can bring that out into your life. And when you're feeling the tension, you are more capable and equipped to be relaxed. So I'll talk you through squeezing each muscle group. At times before, I would have you actually extend your muscles. We're just going to simply try to squeeze the muscles today without moving them, just with your mind. So squeeze them in a way that feels good and engaging. We're not straining, we're not cramping. A good squeeze, feel the tension, and then a deep release. So we'll start by having our feet flat on the floor. If you're comfortable, I invite you to gently close your eyes. Find that deep, steady breathing again.
Taking a deep breath in through your nose, allow your stomach to expand on the in-breath. Exhaling out of your mouth, allow your navel to fall towards your spine. Breathing in peace and calm and relaxation. Breathing out fear, worry, and anxiety. Try to let any thoughts or distractions float away. Something comes to mind and takes you away from this moment. Simply imagine it floating away like a cloud on a summer day. And I would invite you to bring your awareness to your feet. And just clench your toes gently, your feet, the arches of your feet. Hold that tension with a deep in-breath. And then with a full exhale, release the tension from your foot. As we go through, notice what it feels like to have the muscle tensed and what it feels like to have it relaxed, and just pay attention to that. Bring your awareness to your calf muscle. Taking a deep breath in through your nose, squeeze the calf muscles just a bit. Hold the tension in the calf muscles. And with a full deep out breath, release that clench. And let relaxation swirl around your feet and your calves. Each time you exhale, you're filled with deeper and deeper relaxation. Moving your awareness now up to your thighs. I invite you to take a deep breath in through your nose. And as you do so, clench your thigh muscles, squeeze your legs a bit, your upper legs. Hold that breath and that tension for a moment, and with a full exhale, release the tension in your thighs. Feel that relaxation deepening, swirling over your feet, your calves, and your upper legs. And I invite you to bring your awareness to your glute muscles, your butt. Taking a deep breath in through your nose, tense your glute muscles. Hold that breath for a moment, and then exhale fully out of your mouth and release the tension in your glutes. Your breathing is deep and steady. Your mind is clear and focused. Your awareness to your core, your stomach, your gut. Taking a deep breath in through your nose, tense the stomach, the gut, the core muscles. Hold the breath and the tension. And then exhale fully and release the tension in your core. And bringing your awareness to your shoulders. Clench, tense your traps, your shoulder muscles. You can move the shoulders up towards the ear. Hold that tension in your chest and shoulders. The deep in breath. And then exhale fully out of your mouth. Let your shoulders fall. Relaxation is swirling around your body. Finally, bring your awareness to your face. And with a deep breath in, clench any muscles you can in your face, your jaw, wrinkle your nose, furrow your brow. The breath and the tension for a moment. And then release the tension with a deep, full out breath. And as you do so, feel the relaxation swirl over, around, and in your whole body. Your mind and your body are now deeply aligned and connected. Your muscles are relaxed, but also worked, feeling good and energized and ready for the day. And then I invite you to open your eyes, gently begin to return to full awareness in your room. Lightly stretch anything out that you want. And with that, I thank you for your time and your presence today. You return to this workout or any workout on the Yonkers page. Lots of good stuff here, and depth and repetition in our practice is a great part of working out with our body, our mind, our heart, our spirit. It's good to do novelty, to do new things, to always try new exercises. It's good to return to the basic building block. So yeah, do return to this exercise or any of the meditations you like, practice it more deeply. And I hope to see you soon. We'll have some other dates on the calendar when I'm back.